And Falconer one more time here. My prediction, he's going Miami 31, Florida 17.
I think it's going to be, I would predict it to be a little closer than that. I do think that their season is going to not be great, but like, again, they do have talent and they're going to score a little bit because I think that they're going to get some stuff early in the season, early in the game. It's early in the season. There's not a big book of film on them right now. And rivalry games, man, y'all already know, like we talk about it every year when we play Florida State, and it's intermittent because Florida's some punks and they want to play us every year. And I get it because we were beating their brains in, but it's one of those things where like strange things happen. Everybody gets up. It's all those things that we say during Florida State week. It applies here also. So I do think it might be a little closer than that, but I've been on record for a good long time. Miami wins this game.
Falconer, Florida's schedule is brutal after week 1 loss.
Honestly, it might be the toughest college football schedule I've ever seen, full stop. So, sorry to that team. Sorry to that man, Billy Napier, who I think is going to get fired before Halloween, but it is what it is. And to the point of this super chat, and thank you again, Falconer TRX, their tough schedule does not start in week 2. They got to see us. And I absolutely put us, Miami, this year, this iteration, in the conversation of the toughest teams that they're going to play. Those elite level caliber teams and organizations and programs that have blue chip talent throughout that are going to be playing for and challenging for championships this current season. It doesn't start later on. It starts with us, this very tough schedule.
I'm not going to be surprised if that prophetic statement comes true, but I've got to see it out of Miami. I'm not going to put them in the class of Texas and Georgia at this point.
Fair.
Now, YouTube has Miami in the top 3 teams Florida will play this year. Again, if it turns out that way, don't come after me. I'm not going to be surprised. So now I'm not saying that it can't come true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss in some order.
Okay.
And then Miami, Tennessee. I'll put on that next line.
Okay.
As it stands right now, of course.
And I think that all sides are fair. I think YouTube are. And then your evaluation, because again, we can disagree without being disagreeable. I don't think that you're saying, oh yeah, they're the worst team that Florida's going to play or anything. I think that's reasonable, and I look forward to the challenge of proving that. And well, not a spoiler alert because it's already up on the website. I finally wrote that piece about embracing expectations for Miami this year, so I embrace that. The expectation, I embrace that opportunity, to be one of those top teams. And you should read what I wrote about it on State of the Union.
Probabilities for Miami, in my view, is that this was the 35th to 40th best team in the country last year. They've added all these pieces and all these substantial productive players. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to say until further notice, they're kind of in that 15 range.
I think that's fair. Hurricane Central, I see you with the I tend to be more aligned with your score line of 31-23 Miami win. I went to go look it up. And what it is are Cam Ward's rushing stats, specifically to look at the fumbles, because I knew that the number of fumbles was large. No, sir. Not
7.
No.
Right? That's what I heard.
So it is when he was at Incarnate Word, it was 12 and he lost 4. His first year at Washington State, it was 7 and he lost 2. And last year it was 12 and he lost 7.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's 12 and he lost 8. Excuse me. Okay. So that's 14 lost fumbles in 3 years, including 10 in the last 2 and 8 last year. Like, that's where, so now you go from having the 5 interceptions and like, okay, cool. But then you go from 5 to 13 turnovers. That's a lot. And I mean, like, he put the ball on the ground 12 times. Like, that's where, like, that is the thing that needs for me to get tightened up just a little bit. Not to, you know, be a doom and gloom monger or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, that is a thing that has to, I mean, that has to get cut into, like, at most half, if not a third. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be any, I mean, I would like it to be as close to zero as possible. Like, I could maybe live if it's, you know, he's fumbled 3 times and loses 1 over the course of the season, because, like, you know, things happen, but like 12, my guy, and lost 8, like that, woof, woof, woof. So I just wanted to close the loop on that one, since it was in my brain after I mentioned it, and I wanted to have the concrete statistics to give to you guys. So that's a thing to be concerned about. And just, yeah, that along with the secondary are the things that give me pause in this game.
And if he was Lamar Jackson, I would tend to think that that was from running around, escaping the pocket, that sort of thing. That seems to be him sitting in the pocket and not being as protective of the ball as he needs to be. Yeah.
It's a little bit of both, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, even Lamar Jackson wasn't putting it on the ground 12 times and losing 8 in a season. Like, yeah, that's, you know, whew. So just wanted to put that out there.
College football is even more exciting with some action on the line. And the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Let's start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread. I've got a 40-year track record. In fact, in 2023, at $100 played per game, you would have netted over $9,300. And guess what? I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill, our ace in the hole, show stopper from Wager Talk. 6 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick, which went 21-5 against the spread the last 2 seasons. I repeat, 21-5 against the spread. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Steve Dace and Matt Zemek. Become a YouTube channel member or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2024 a winner now.